Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 45-minute morning stretch, morning yoga flow. These have been really chill lately because, I don't know, like life is hard enough. Why do something really hard first thing in the morning? And today's no exception. We're going to spend probably about half of the time actually down on the mat doing some stretching, some opening, a little bit of light activating through various muscle groups, but it's really going to be a nice and stretchy, slow start. There is no special theme for class or anything. It's just a pretty well-rounded, full body, like lengthen and wake up. So if you have two yoga blocks, grab them. They might be useful tools. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. Everything I offer to do with a block can be done without one. So we're going to get started laying down on our backs in reclined bound angle pose. If you like to follow along with the playlist, I am pressing play right now. You can start to make your way down onto your back with the bottoms of your feet touching, your knees open as wide as feels good. And let the whole of your spine relax down. Keep one block sort of near you. You can do whatever feels good with your arms. Either rest them on your body or rest them on the ground. Tune into the natural cadence of your breath this morning and just observe. Give ourselves a moment to check in here, bring some awareness to the moment before we get moving. Notice your arms, your elbows resting down towards the ground. Can you let them rest a little heavier? Notice any tension through your forehead or your jaw. You might consciously soften there too. And just take a minute to offer a little bit of love and appreciation to yourself for waking up early, choosing to do this over so many other things that you could have chosen. And know that this time is never wasted. So whatever lies before you throughout this practice, know that all of it can be a building block for your day, and that you can start over anytime. You're like, I want to bring a different vibe to this. I want to bring a different focus. That is a choice you can always make, both in this practice and throughout the day. Bring your hands to rest on your low belly, just so you can have a little bit of feedback from your body as we start to breathe. And as you take a big breath in through your nose, feel your low belly expand in all directions. And with a big slow breath out your mouth, feel your belly deflate. Notice the body softening. Good, again, like that, breathing in, inflating the low belly, feeling the rib cage start to spread wide now. And a big breath out the mouth, releasing your rib cage and then your belly. Let's do one more like that. Big breath in, fill up low belly, rib cage. Now fill up your heart space with air, inflating through the chest. And as you breathe out, release chest, rib cage, and belly. Take two more big, full breaths like that, all on your own, as slow as you can. Nice job. Let your hands rest on the ground at your side with the backs of your hands on the earth. We'll do some snow angels to bring some movement to the chest and shoulders. As you breathe in with your hands on the back of the ground, reach your hands overhead, find a big stretch. And as you breathe out, reach through the edges of your wingspan, bringing your fingertips back down towards your hips, really lengthening through the arms. Find 3 more like this on your own, breathing in to reach out and up. And then using the whole exhale to return your hands back towards your sides. 2 more, really slow. Bringing awareness all the way to the fingertips. Beautiful job. You finished up your second one. Close your legs up like a book. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And just find a little movement side to side here, bringing a little, oh, I'm on the creakiest part of the floor. Just starting to gently massage your low back. You might take your knees together in a circle, maybe just a little side to side, rocking, just noticing how the low back feels. And now you might start to bring circles to each of the knees, just starting in one direction, bringing the knees. You're kind of like drawing a Venn diagram with your knees, just checking in with the hips, appreciating every crack you feel and hear as the body starts to wake up. Draw circles in the other direction now. Notice how this might feel different. You're still breathing nice and easy, good. All right, grab for one of your blocks, put it in between your thighs, and then let your knees fall over towards the left side. We're gonna do a little more opening through the chest and shoulders. So adjust yourself so that your hips stack right on top of each other and gently squeeze the block. This will help keep your hips in this order so we can really focus on opening through the chest. I call these rainbows. Send your left arm out at your side. Bring the right arm to rest over the left. And as you breathe in with your fingertips on the earth, reach your arm overhead. Negotiate some space through your shoulders. And as you exhale, flip your palms so the back of your hand is on the earth, and then reach the right arm out so your arms are at a T. Good, and we'll breathe in to go back to center. Back of your hand is on the ground. And then flip the palm faces down. As you exhale, bring your arms back to touch. Good, find 3 more of these on your own. You're rotating the hand, which brings a little bit of a different movement to the shoulder. But if you're experiencing pain or pinching, then don't keep going. The challenge here is to breathe slowly and fully as the body starts to open. Nice job. We've got 1 more. Awesome job. Already starting to feel more open through the right shoulder, the right pec. And when you're all done with your last one, we'll send the knees over to the other side. Knees go off towards the right, same thing, other side. Gonna open through the left shoulder. So adjust yourself so the hips stack. Keep the block firmly in place. Right arm goes out long at your side, left fingertips on the right arm. As you breathe in, trace a little semicircle up over your head. And as you exhale, back of your hand on the ground, open your arms out. Good, the breath in takes you back to center. And the breath out takes you home, flipping the palm. 3 more of these completely on your own. Moving as slowly as you can, letting the breath be the first thing to move. The body follows. Stretching through the fingertips. Nice job. If you're going as slow as me, you still have 1 more. Really enjoy it. Really relish the space through the left shoulder. Awesome job. All right, when you're all done, you can bring your knees back to center. We're gonna meet in bridge pose or bridge position. You don't have to be in a lifted bridge just yet. Keep your block in between your thighs. This will help us wake up through the inner thighs, the pelvic floor. Wiggle your heels a little closer to your glutes. Give your block a nice little squeeze. And as you breathe in, start to lift your hips up. Good, hold and breathe here. Tune into all the different muscles that are working to hold you here. Noticing any heat, any tingling, any sensations you observe through the lower body. Keep breathing here. Can you push the full surface area of both feet more down into the ground? And then draw your rib cage a little closer to your belly button. So rather than having the rib cage up, splayed out, we're drawing it all in, bracing through the core. Good. Could you use a little more hamstring strength to lift and stabilize your hips? Good. Now option to keep the legs as they are. And as you breathe in, once more, reach the fingertips overhead. And as you exhale, lower everything down to the earth. We'll find 5 of these together. Breathe in, lift your hips, maybe lift your arms. And exhale, lower 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, bridge pose, squeeze the blocks, lift your hips. Exhale, lower. Nice job. We've got 4 more. You're moving on your own. It already burns. Embrace it. Enjoy it. Good. Awesome control. Moving slowly. Controlling the muscles in your body and also the urge to rush. As my therapist tells me, rushing is a habit. You can choose to break it. You can try. Good. Finishing up your 5th one, really slowly warming up through the legs, more opening through the chest. Awesome. When you're all done, you can release the block from between your thighs, pull your knees into your chest, another little check-in for the low back. Now we'll open a little more through the hips, bring your block underneath your sacrum, so you're in like supported bridge pose. Let the right leg go long and hug the left knee up and in towards your chest and a little out towards the left armpit. This is both a stretch for the bent leg, but also really a lengthening across the top of the right hip flexors. Those of us who spend a lot of time sitting, try this after a work day sometime and just notice how great it feels. Good. So energetically, you are stretching the right toes as far away from you as you can, and then reaching the heel towards the ground. It's okay if the heel doesn't touch. And then you're providing that like counterbalance through the body by pulling on the left knee. You might even make some resistance through the bent knee. So you're pushing your knee into your hand, hugging the knee into your body, stretching the right foot long, the most active passive stretch of the day. Take 2 more breaths here. Can you relax your shoulders a little more? Nice job. Last breath in. And the last breath out. Bring the right knee to hug back in. We're going to trade out the legs. So right knee squeezes in and towards the right armpit. Left leg goes long. Give yourself a minute here to really find your maximum length. So you're reaching through the left toes, and then like a magnet is attached to your left heel, pulling you towards the ground, even if you don't make it. Squeezing through the right knee, maybe pushing the right knee into the hands, bringing that inner thigh stretch to the right leg. 3 breaths here, really slow. Keep the face soft. Nice job. When you're all done, we'll hug the left knee in and then send both legs straight up towards the sky. Start to spell your name with both ankles. Just bringing a little movement. If you have a short name, spell your name again. Good. And now we're just going to wiggle the legs. Just like Starting to bring a little bit more movement to the whole legs. You might be flopping the ankles around. If you're like, this is so weird, this isn't yoga, well, who's to say? Good, you're here for 4. You're wiggling and shaking for 3. Just for 2 and 1. Hug your knees in towards your chest. You can release this block from underneath you. And we're gonna meet in boat pose. So you can either start to rock and roll the length of your spine until you get there, or you can roll onto one side and press yourself up. But we're meeting in boat pose in 4, in 3, boat pose in 2, boat pose in 1. You might rest your toes on the ground. Hands might be behind your knees for a little more support this morning. If your hands are underneath your knees, pull your chest up and forward. Engage these muscles in between your shoulder blades by imagining you're holding a pencil in between your shoulders. Good. Can you grow your spine a little longer? And we're here. We're just breathing. This doesn't have to be the hardest boat of your life. It's the first time you're really engaging through your core today. So notice if you're putting pressure on yourself to do the most. You don't always have to do the most. Note to self. Good, you're here for 4, for 3, tabletop in 2, and 1. Cross your ankles, press yourself onto all 4s, finding tabletop. We're gonna start with some cat and cow here. So as you breathe in, you lower the belly, carve a line up the wall in front of you with your chin. Wait here for a moment, keep breathing. Just find a little organic movement, noticing what this shape feels like in your body this morning. Breathe in. As you exhale, cat pose, round and curl, tuck the chin towards the chest, really push your hands down. Same thing here, find a little movement, just checking in before we start to flow. Good, and now we'll match breath to movement, breathing in, finding cow pose. And exhale, cat. Take 3 more real slow on your own. Following the breath. Nice job, last one. Beautiful job. All right, we're gonna do a little more cat-cow, this time with the arms flipped the other way to stretch through your forearms. So flip your hands so that your fingertips face back towards your knees. Totally okay if the heels of your hands don't touch the floor. And if this is a lot early in the morning, you can shift more weight back towards your heels to take it off of your hands. And 2 options here. One is you can find more cat and cow if that feels okay through the wrists and the forearms. Or maybe you're just kind of walking it out through the hands here. Really focusing on this stretch through the forearms and the wrist, being really gentle, still bringing that steady, slow breath. Nice job. Take 2 more breaths with whatever version of this you're playing with. Amazing. And now we're going to flip the hands once more. So the backs of the hands are on the ground, fingertips still point back towards your body. So this is a big stretch for the top of the wrist. And here again, be really gentle, find what feels good. You might push gently down and then energetically pull your hands away from you to stretch through the skin of the top of your hands. Maybe you lean a little more forward, putting pressure in a place that feels comfortable, and then start to lift the fingertips up, back towards the wrist. Play around, find what feels best to you, waking up through the wrists that are gonna do so much holding a mouse and typing for later. Oh, that's sad. Oh, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, keep breathing. Take 2 more breaths. Good, nice job. Have a seat back on your heels. Just give your hands a little bit of a shake. Spastic jazz hands. All right, a couple more things down on the mat and then we'll get standing. Find a modified side plank. We'll do the right leg out long first. So right leg goes out long, left hand, maybe left fist are on the earth. If this is a lot to reach the ground here, bring your block underneath the left hand. This is a big stretch for the side body. So as you breathe in, peel the right arm up. And as you continue to breathe, just find some movement here, reaching the arm forward and back. Maybe you're drawing circles with the shoulder. This is completely up to you. And though we're focusing the stretch and the opening on the upper body, notice what's happening with your legs. Can you engage this right leg more to help stabilize through your hips? And notice how that strong foundation actually gives you the ability to open up a little bit more. Bring some movement to the wrists, rotating through the arm. One more breath in. And as you exhale, swoop all the way forward, coming into a little bit of a, what's like a forward fold from tabletop with an extended leg, as they call it. And again, here it's going to be different for each of us. Maybe you're finding an inner thigh stretch for the right leg. Maybe this is more about the low back for you. If that's where you're feeling some tension, take 2 more breaths here, exploring. Good, and then kind of a weird transition here. We're gonna turn to face the right leg into half splits. So pivot the left foot back, start to face forward, pop the right heel up. So the right leg is extended or as bent as feels good. You might bring your blocks onto the sides to help support you here. And play around. This might feel real intense if you have a tight low back and hamstrings in the morning. So be really gentle with how you start to introduce any movement here. Notice how it feels to tuck your chin towards your chest versus reaching the chest forward. And then start to crawl your fingertips forward, moving into a lunge here. Wrong side, I always do this. You're reaching into a lunge. And so again, here, there is no right or wrong way to do this. Notice how this feels through the front of the left hip. Maybe you wiggle this right foot a little further away from you to create more space through the right hip. But now you have 4 breaths to play with moving between these 2 shapes, bending and straightening into the right leg. And really stick with the breath here, letting the breath be the key to opening up those really tight, really tense places you might be finding. 2 more rounds of breath here. Nice job. All right, we'll reset by moving through tabletop. So just bring the right knee back to the ground and we will set up again. This time with the left leg out long. So left leg goes out, right hand comes to the ground, find whatever support you need here. And as you breathe in, peel the left arm up. And then here, finding whatever stretches feel good. We've got a lot to work with. So let your body communicate with you about what it needs. You can listen with attentiveness. Take 3 more breaths here. A teacher I really love once told me that attention is the foundation of love. And I know there's a lot to think about there if we think about self-love, you know. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, we're swooping forward, sending the hips back in space. 4 breaths here, finding any sort of stretch, whether static or dynamic. Nice job. Another full round here. Beautiful. All right, we're going to start to face the extended left leg. So right toes come behind you, setting up into half splits. Use the blocks as you'd like. We're here for several breaths, starting to ease the left hamstring and the low back open. Maybe send your toes side to side, point and flex the toe, be curious about how different movements bring different sensations. And notice how the more awareness you bring, the more you can feel. Nice job. We'll start to crawl forward, finding a lunge through the left knee. We still have a couple breaths here to settle into this shape before we bring more movement between the two. Beautiful job. Next 5 breaths are an invitation for you to find whatever feels best. Maybe moving breath to movement between the two. Maybe spending a little more time on the stickiest spots. The choice is yours. All right, finish up your last full round of breath here. I feel like I could just do this all day. Maybe that means I should do it more. All right, return yourself to tabletop. You're about to get moving. You're doing amazing. All right, tuck your toes underneath you. Walk your hands forward about a handprint. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take a couple moments to check in with the backs of the legs here. We've already been doing quite a bit of stretching, but notice how it's feeling. And check in especially here with the calves, noticing if you bend your knees a little more, you can sense into how the back of the calves are feeling, the Achilles. And we're gonna do kind of a killer calf stretch. So lower back down to your knees. Keep your left knee on the ground. Bring the right knee to hug behind the left knee, and your right knee is on your calf muscle. So start about as high up as you can reach, and we are just noticing what happens. So you're pushing your right knee in. You might be kind of moving your ankle from side to side, like hinging your leg. And if you want more pressure, sink your weight back towards your hips, which makes your knee dig into your calf even more. You're doing amazing. You might be doing like this little hamstring curl sensation with the heel. Maybe you're going side to side, but start to work your way down towards the ankle. I know this is intense. Keep the breath really full and slow. Ooh. All right, one more big breath. And now we'll go back to downward facing dog and notice the difference between the left and the right calf. So just checking in here, pedaling through the legs, noticing. Doesn't matter if your heels never touch the ground in down dog, but you might notice that the left heel is reaching more confidently towards the ground after that killer stretch. All right, let's do it on the other side. Lower back down to the knees. We're gonna do right knee on the ground, oof, my goodness, left knee is coming up. Oh my goodness. Good, notice your body's tendency to clench up when it experiences discomfort. Notice what happens to the breath. Are you kind of holding it? Are you gritting your teeth? This is an awesome shape to practice softness through something uncomfortable or challenging. Good, so bringing as much weight to the knee as feels good, bringing as much movement as you can muster, working your way down, applying pressure to the bottom of the calf. Oh my goodness. Nice job. Oh, one more full round of breath in. And out, return to tabletop. We'll send our hips back up, downward facing dog. Just noticing how both calves feel here. Whew, you might hate me, but I've been doing that for about a week and my calves are so much less. I didn't even know they were tight until I experienced them being less tight. So give it a try sometime. If that was a lot for you, try it again. All right, breathe in, gaze forward. And exhale, ragdoll pose. Walk your feet up behind your wrists. Keep your legs as wide as feels good. Let your head hang down heavy. Start to find some side to side movement here. Swaying. If you think you're relaxing your neck and your shoulders, can you relax them even more? Good. Bend your knees a lot. Bring your hands to your hip creases. Lift yourself up to stand. Amazing. All right. We're going to do a little bit of movement here, starting to bring more lubrication to the spine. We've done a lot for the legs. To find a mountain pose at the front of your mat. Feet are a comfy distance apart. Toes are spread wide, pressing down. Start to draw energy up through your legs. Lift your kneecaps. Think about hugging these hip points, which are facing forward like headlights. Think about hugging them up towards your belt buckle. Notice the way your core braces to hold you here. And as you breathe in, reach your fingertips straight up, mountain pose. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep the hips just as they are. Peel your fingertips apart. Good. Keep your glutes firm. Keep your core tight. And bring a little lightness to the arms, stretching them like Stretch Armstrong. Good. Breathe in. Come back to center. Reach high. Exhale, twist to the left. Glutes are firm, reaching your fingertips apart, apart, apart. Think about driving this left hip forward. And you might think about making the twist come from above your belly button. So good. Inhale, center, reach high. Exhale, bend to the right. You might bring the right hand to your hip for a little support. Or if you're looking for something more energetic and powerful, keep your palms touching overhead. Glutes are strong, core is strong, legs are strong here. Relax your shoulders. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale, bend to the left, bumping the hips to the right, reaching first up, then over. Choose what's happening with your arms. Maybe you visualize the opening of those little muscles between each of your ribs on the right side. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, back bend. Lift your heart up. Squeeze your glutes. Push your hips forward. Think about spreading your collarbones as broad as you can. Really open through the neck and chest. Imagine your heart is being pulled up to the ceiling by a string. Good. Inhale, mountain, reach up high. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees, release down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank and pause just for a moment, stepping straight back. Hands are wide on the mat, palms push down, arms hug together. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your glutes. Brace your core here. Imagine you could reach the back of your neck 1 inch longer. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Option to drop to your knees first. Dig your toenails into the earth. Inhale, cobra pose. Roll your shoulders back and down. Peel your heart up. Keep breathing here. Start to negotiate a little more space through the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. You're gazing down and a little forward. Think about lengthening the back of the neck. And you might play here. Notice how much weight is in both of your hands. What would it be like to just shift the weight to one hand and then to the other, just noticing all the different muscles that help keep the body in this powerful lifted position. One more breath in. Exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, tabletop or high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. We're going to flow through this 3 times, and that'll take us right to the end of class here. So I invite you to think of this as a moving meditation. Let the breath be your guide. The movement comes second. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, mountain pose, reach high. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist to the left. Nice job. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, side bend right. Keep your core tight. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank and pause. Good, breathe in here. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra pose, peel your heart up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, high plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, twice more through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain, ground your feet, reach tall. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, bend left. Great job. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift half. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, high plank or tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time through, I will not even be cueing, so take the space. Do something a little different if that's what your body's asking for. No rush at all. We'll meet in downward dog as soon as you're ready. If you forget what comes next, literally just make it up. Nice job. Keep the breath as steady as you can. Nice job. Down dog is where we meet. No rush. Take your time. Nice job. When you're done with your last round through, you've had enough walking it out in down dog, we're going to meet seated on the mat for a little bit of neck stretching. That will take us right up to the end. Whenever you're ready, find a comfy way for you to sit for a couple minutes, whether that's on a block, on a chair, on the couch. We're just going to bring a little bit of focused awareness to the neck. So gently bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. And think about lifting the left ear up towards the sky. Think about lengthening your neck in this high diagonal. And you might use the right arm to hold this left shoulder back in space, or just kind of checking in with it. It loves to roll forward, so keeping it down and back. You might even apply a little pressure with the hand, pushing in kind of towards your heart and then pulling away. So you're gently stretching the fascia and the muscles at the base of your neck. Take one breath in here. And as you exhale, turn your nose down towards your armpit. So everything stays the same, just finding this tilt of the head down. Notice how the stretch might move to a different region of the neck here. So breathing fully. Good. Now we'll lift the chin to the top right corner of the room. So bringing the stretch really to the underside of the neck and the chin. If you still have the right arm here, applying a little pressure, gently tugging in the opposite direction of your head. This might feel especially juicy for you here. Take 3 breaths. Good, and when you're all done, first release your hand and then gently bring your neck to center and lift it up. Take a moment just to check in, bringing the head side to side, noticing how the left side feels maybe different than the right side. And now we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left ear towards left shoulder. Take a minute here just to notice. And then you might engage a deeper stretch. So thinking about pinning the right shoulder back, lifting the right ear to the ceiling, and then lengthening on this diagonal up and to the left. If it helps you on the other side to use your left hand this time to pin the right shoulder back. Breathe deeply into wherever you're feeling a stretch. Keeping the jaw soft, eyebrows soft. Nice job. Keep everything as it is. Just turn the nose down towards the armpit. This might move the stretch towards the outer, maybe the back part of the right neck. Good, and now we'll carve a line straight up, lifting the chin up and to the left. You might open and close the jaw here. Enjoying this stretch through the front of the shoulder, front of the neck. Oh. 2 more breaths here, nice and slow. Good, release the hand, gently bring your chin down and then back to center. You might give yourself just a minute to check in, maybe rolling through the neck, maybe taking it side to side. And we'll close with 3 big breaths together. Let your spine grow a little longer, a little taller and proud here. Breathe in, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Think about grounding yourself in your body. 2 more like that. Breathe in, expand, stretch, and lengthen. Exhale, ground and center. Last one, breathe in. And breathe out. Draw your thumbs up to third eye center, merging heart and mind. I bow in gratitude to each of you. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with us this morning. All right, that is the end of our time together. Thank you for waking up early and being here. I hope maybe you're feeling just a little more limber, awake, clear-minded. This might be a great practice to return to sometime another morning, but also a time that you know you need to move, but don't really have the energy for like a workout or something more energetic. Any amount of moving your body and breathing is going to be excellent for you. So thanks again for being here. I will see you next time. Have a great day.